I don't do any lead magnets. I've tried that and I hate it. I hate setting them up. I like hate doing the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the walkthrough. This is the most underrated, valuable marketing show in real estate and podcast history. I am Eric Simon, aka the Broke Agent, aka the Lead Magnet Legend. Because when I post a link to a landing page, Jason, guess what happens? Guess what happens, Emily?
People go there.
I get leads. The
Oh.
Lead Magnet Legend. How about that? Okay. And I'm joined here by our great co-host, Jason Cassidy, a.k.a. Wait a second. The Del Mar Deal Maker, the Carlsbad Closer, the Mission Beach Mogul, Jason Cassidy. How about
I think
those?
you're going to say good luck, Chuck, because I just witnessed my second hole-in-one of the year today. The second time I was, I had to follow up the hole-in-one with a shot, and I did all right. But saw that
That's
yesterday.
actually crazy. 2 in 1 year. I've never seen one live.
5 months. Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing. You are good luck, Chuck. Emily, you are a golfer too as well. Have you ever hit a hole-in-one or seen a hole-in-one?
No.
Okay. Well, join the club there. And we are joined here by one amazing returning guest from Greenville, North Carolina, not South.
Yes.
The what up fool herself, Emily McAllister. Emily, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's an honor to have you back. You have been a fan favorite, a BAM favorite for years. Jason didn't even know you were on the show before, despite co-hosting the show for the last year. And all of our episodes with Emily crush because she is a hyper local, short form and long form legend.
I thought I was like discovering an underground artist. I'm like, Eric, we got to get Emily on the show. Check this out. Check out this video. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And then come to find out she's already been on the show like 5 times, probably with me as the host as well.
Absolutely. So. No, we've been on the Emily train for a long time. So we have an amazing show for you today. This is a big episode today because we have so much breaking news. We're going to talk about Instagram's new features. There's 3 of them and how to use them as a real estate agent. Then we're going to break down Emily's hyper-local content strategy. And then we have a controversial marketer of the week who is saying that real estate agents need to be a little bit more professional. So stick around for that because it got very spicy in the comments. If you like the sound of that, please throw this video a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Emily, we're trying to hit 150 likes today.
Okay.
If we get to 150 likes and you comment something, so all you got to do in the comment section is comment something nice about us or comment some social media tip. And if this hits 150 likes, Jason and I will do a private Zoom for your office. That's a $10,000 offer, Emily. How about that?
At least 20.
All right, let's get into the show.
All
right.
Can you not laugh like that when you say the value of the offer?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's an amazing value.
For whose office?
Well, say you're an agent and you comment and you got an office of 10 people.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Are you giving away a Zoom call?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're like a Remax in Boise, Idaho. Like we'll Zoom into your office.
Okay.
Like
all
team
right.
meeting.
Sorry, I wasn't following.
It's an amazing value add. So make sure you like the show and leave a comment. All right, let's get into the 3 new Instagram features because we have breaking news. We're going to play this video from the Instagram CEO, Adam Mosseri. 3 features just came out. You could share your location with your friends. You could repost an Instagram post onto a separate feed, which we'll get into. And then also there's a like count now where you could actually see in your insights when someone likes your video, which is giving people great ideas as to when and how their post is actually performing. So let's play this video from Adam Mosseri, and then we will break it down how it could work for real estate agents.
This week, we're launching 3 new features to help you connect with your friends on Instagram. We want Instagram not only to be a place where we support creativity, but one where you connect with the people that you care about most. Now, those features are reposts, a friend map, and a friends feed in the Reels tab. On reposts, it's been a request for many years now. And the reason why we're doing it now is at this point, a lot of what you see on Instagram are recommendations from accounts you do not follow. And reposts are a way to make those more social, more friendly. Also, they're a way to give more credit back to the original content creators because we know people already download and re-upload content on Instagram. The second is a friend map. Now, this is an opt-in experience, but if you want, you can share your location with your close friends list or a custom list of people that you care about and trust most. And when they go to the map, which you can get to from the top of the inbox, they will see the location of people who've decided to share their location with them, as well as any photos, carousels, reels, or stories that have location attached to them. So it's a great way not only to stay connected with your closest friends, but also to see what's going on around you. And the third is a friends feed in the Reels tab. Now, this has been launched in the US for a while now, but we're expanding globally to the rest of the world. And it's a great way to.
All right, shut his ass up. I know how to break this down. Okay, the friends feed is relatively new. We've actually seen this before, but now it's more prominent in the Reels tab. So there are actually 4 things, including that like thing in the insight. I would start with this. The most important one is the repost that you could do on Instagram. This is essentially like a retweet. So if you use Twitter or X or TikTok too, where you could repost content, it doesn't show up in your actual feed. Now there is a new separate feed of on your profile that can show your repost. So it's a great way to endorse content. So Jason, I'll start with you. Have you used the repost yet, or do you even have it on your phone?
I don't have any of this, so I'm going to be a bad guest.
Soft. Okay.
But that being said, isn't this a TikTok thing? Emily, do they do this on TikTok?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
TikTok thing.
So how has it
does it-
worked on TikTok? Like, because I don't use it TikTok as much, so I can't really weigh in on it.
On TikTok, if you like repost something, if you go to somebody's profile, there's like a separate tab for all of you can see everything that you've that person has reposted, but also like just in your For You page, it will show you content that people you interact with repost. So I'm going to assume that it would work the same on Instagram. So like Jason, if you were to repost something on Instagram that wouldn't typically show up in my For You page or like through on my algorithm, then it might at that point, especially if you and Eric and like several other
Multiple.
people that we're mutuals with, then it would show up in my algorithm.
And that's exactly how it's going to work on Instagram. Brock Johnson, the Instagram coach, said this is going to work like shares too. So if you repost content, obviously it's going to be better for that content. And whatever is getting the most shares is probably also going to get the most reposts. But here's an idea for agents, because I'll tell you how I'm going to do it on the Broke Agent account first, and then I could give some advice on how agents might want to use this feature. On the Broke Agent account, now instead of collabing with something I may not want to collab with, or if I don't want to share something to my story, I could just repost it and it shows up in this separate feed. So it's like putting my endorsement on other comedic real estate content. So I'm going to have another separate feed of Broke Agent repost, which is like, if Emily posts something funny or Jason, well, that'll never happen. So if say, Matt Leonetti posts something funny, then I will post it or repost it on to that feed. So for real estate agents, how can you use this? I would repost content from local businesses that you enjoy, or if it's real estate news, or if it's a coffee shop, or if there's breaking news about a new development, right? You put that on your repost, you're endorsing it. And then it's another way for people when they go to your page, they could say like, oh, this person is the Greenville expert because I can see their content and I like looking at all their repost content.
Yeah, that's interesting because I don't know how it's going to show up in the inbox, but will it say like Jason Cassidy reposted your reel? Because if so, then that helps, because now I'm going to show up 100%. In their inbox as like helping to support their reel if I think it's funny, or good, not funny. I was thinking of like sending DM memes to people, and then now you can actually just publicly repost them or share them. You almost don't have to like, maybe not the memes that I send to you, but the more PG related memes, you can share those now publicly and then have like actually like endorsing those things. So that could be really good. But yeah, I like your idea of doing it with like local businesses and stuff like that.
It's just a fun way to curate more content without having to collab with it necessarily. And you're just going to see so much, like it's a new metric on Instagram. So now on my Instagram, I could see shares, reposts, likes, comments, and saves. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting. Like Emily, do you do that on TikTok? Do you repost stuff?
Oh, I repost stuff all the time.
And what do you usually repost? Is it just stuff you like, or is it?
So for the longest time, I used my Instagram story as like my shit post, but now TikTok reposts are my shit posts. Like,
got it.
That's my outlet for that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, it's another way to express yourself without kind of tarnishing your real estate brand, because you're not publishing it to your feed. It's just kind of like an endorsement of, I think this is funny, or this is something that I want to share or amplify.
That's interesting. I feel like because Instagram feed or like our homepage has almost become like more like a digital business card at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's just like so curated. from us. And so now it's like, if you really want to get to know someone, you're going to have to look at like their stories or their reposts probably
Hmm.
to really get to
Well,
know that person.
so here's another way. So Adam Asseri mentioned that there is now a Friends tab on Reels. So if you go to your phone, you click the Reels tab on Instagram, there's Reels and then there's Friends. So it's easy to toggle back and forth. You probably can't see it here. But if I click Friends, this is the tab of what my friends are liking on Instagram. So if I scroll here, I could see Bridget Baldwin, Tucson agent, liked this post about Chili's baby back ribs. And then I could actually click on her profile right there, and then
It's
I
off
could
to the, it's
message
off to
her.
the right. Can you move it to the middle?
Oh yeah, sorry.
There you
I
go.
could message her based off of this reel. So Emily, if I see that you liked some reel that I also thought was funny, I could click on your profile directly from that reel because it shows you that you liked it, and then
Mhm.
I could send you a message about that reel. So this could be a good way to kind of scout what your clients are doing on Instagram and kind of get to know them a little bit better. So if you see a client that likes a certain restaurant that you've been at recently or likes a reel from a golf course or something like that, and you share those similarities, then you can message them directly off that reel and say like, hey, I noticed you like this. I was just here last night. Place is so good. Just another way to have a touch point with your clients. Pretty good stuff.
Sweet.
Instagram's getting better and better, folks. I like people thought that it was going to be dead. And I know I'm saying this because it's self-serving and this is my main platform, but I think it keeps evolving in a really good fashion. And then to the like time post. So this is a new thing that I don't have on the Broke Agent yet, but I have it on the BAM account. I'm going to pull up exactly what it's called. You could view your insights, and then it says when people liked your reel, and you could see, do a lot of people like it at the beginning, or is there a certain point in the video where you got a bunch of likes? That way you could kind of determine, oh, in 10 seconds I said this, and that's when people like this reel, which is just another good metric
Is that in
for
the
Instagram.
professional dashboard?
Yeah, it'll be in your insights from each post.
Yeah, got it. Okay. That makes sense.
And then friend map wise, I don't know about this. This is kind of creepy. Like it's almost like Find My Friends, except for all of your Instagram followers. I'm turning mine off just because I don't want people to know that I'm just sitting in my apartment all day. But if you tag the location of certain content and that somehow starts to pop up in the feed, it's another good way to highlight local businesses or let people know that you're at these areas.
Now, isn't this just the Snapchat friends thing?
It looks
Right?
like it,
Like
yeah.
kind of like the friend map thing. I don't know. Like I saw Brooks Landry do a little story yesterday where he was like, let's see where everybody is. Let's see where Eric is. And he started zooming in on LA. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
how deep does this go? Like, I mean, if he keeps going, does it show like your street, like a Google map?
No
You know what I mean? Or
chance.
does it stop at a certain height level? Because then he's like, oh, I can't find Eric, but there's Taya, by the beach. And I'm just like, this is creepy. Like, I don't know that anybody needs to know this.
Yeah. I don't know. Will you turn yours on, Emily? Like, do you want people to
No.
know where you are at all times?
No.
Yeah. I think it's the only reason to do it. Maybe there is some sort of engagement play where if you are tagging local businesses in your content, maybe it's just like, hey,
That
I'm
I
at the
could
country
see.
club.
Like,
Yeah.
I could see, like, I would want my content if I'm tagging the locations, like, if people are looking on the map to say, like,
Hmm.
"Oh, there's been a bunch of content right here in this area," or whatever, like, I would
Yes.
want that, but I would not want people to just, like, know where my phone is at based off of, like, GPS, like, no, we can't be having that.
Yeah. I think it's more of a play of, I'm at this country club. I kind of want people to know I'm there because it's good PR or it's good networking to show that I'm there or something along those lines. Maybe that's when I would do it. Or you just
Right.
turn it on for like your spouse or your friends so that you know where each person is, kind of like Find My Friends.
Look, I have started playing with ChatGPT's geolocation filters where I took a picture in my backyard just of like my roof line with the trees above and like kind of and it knew my address. And it's like
Stop.
basically it's
Oh
like
my
you're
God.
in the Southwest, da 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 da, and then it's like you're in Southern California, da 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 da, and then it's basically like you're in La Mesa, California, probably on Urban Drive between, like it knew exactly my address just from the roof line, the tree line, and stuff like that. So we're I think we're cooked either way. That being said, I'm not just going to
That's
voluntarily show
terrifying.
where my phone is at any given time, but try it. Go like in your backyard, your front yard, and take like what you think is a generic picture and see how close it gets. I mean, it's already there. So that being said, I don't think I need to tell my Instagram friends where I'm at all the time. That seems, I don't even know as an agent, like I'm a marketing person. I can't even think about how that could be beneficial.
Well, it says here, we wrote an article on BAM on it. I think Haley from Coffee and Contracts also mentioned this, but local content can now surface on the friend map and nearby friends, giving agents more ways to show up in the right place at the right
I
time. So
guess
there
that
you
could be
go.
it. Yeah, for sure. I guess maybe you've got like a new development, new thing, you start showing it, and then people could like find it that way. But yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you're going to turn on the Find My Friends feature, this new map feature, or which feature you're most excited about. I think repost is great. It's going to make it easier for people to share your best content, helping you grow through referrals and community reach. And the new Reels Insight that tracks when people like your content, I think will just be really effective.
Maybe if you run like a team account, or if you can turn it on and then off, you know what I mean? So that maybe when you have listings, you could go showcase all the behind the scenes that you put into that, and then tag the location and then turn it back off, so that it's like the record of your location is there, but not your current specific active location. Maybe there's a way to do that. We'll have to play with it to find that out.
All right, so those are the new Instagram features, but I want to take a quick break and put you onto something that's actually really helping agents dominate online, and that is experience.com. If you haven't heard of it, this is a platform that gives agents a free profile that boosts your visibility on Google search and maps, which we just mentioned. We're talking 93% of users showing up on the first page of Google. From one dashboard, you can manage your entire online presence, collect and showcase reviews, track customer sentiment, and even share client feedback straight to social. So if you want to show up higher, look better online, and actually control your digital reputation, hit the link below in the description to claim your free, yes, I said free profile on experience.com. We just did an interview with Scott Harris, the CEO of this, on BAM Barbecue. It was unbelievable. Click the link below in the description, experience.com, free profile, costs absolutely nothing. Let us know in the comments what you think about these features. Okay, Emily, you have one of the best social media profiles on Instagram, TikTok in the real estate game by far. If you're not following Emily McAllister, go follow her right now for nonstop inspiration. You have so many different content buckets. Before this episode, I was scrolling through your Instagram page and your TikTok, and variety is what really stands out to me. It's listing videos, it's community posts, it's event updates, it's recaps. It's just it's personal content. It's like so many different buckets. So I want to lead it off with that exact question: is, do you have a specific content strategy or buckets you focus on, and which ones actually bring you in the most business?
So we have been batch filming like we do once a month for the following month. And what we've been doing is we do come up with the content that we're going to film based off of informational videos, which is like the social district video talking about how you can walk from place to place with open container. That would have been like fallen under informational. Informational videos is one of our content buckets. Business collaboration is one of our content buckets. House tours is another one. And then carousel posts is one of our content buckets. And so we don't necessarily have like a specific like thing that we're trying to hit with carousel posts. We're just trying to break up the feed so that it's not exclusively reels. And so I kind of just brainstorm like what's more time effective to do as a carousel post versus a reel. And we do it that way. But those are kind of our four main ones. And then every now and again, we'll do like what falls underneath the category of like personal, which the 252 video that I just posted, like that just fell underneath of a personal content bucket. And then trends occasionally, like depending on if we just need kind of like filler, because we've been posting every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay, so 3 times a week, which is great information for people to know because your profile is growing. You're getting insane engagement. You don't need to post every single day because it's more about quality over quantity at this point, I would say.
Yeah.
And you said information videos. We actually have that open container video. So these are kind of like news style posts, right? Where it's new information about Greenville, North Carolina. So let's play this video and then we can react to it.
Greenville's downtown social district allows open container Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. A to-go drink with a social district sticker is permitted from any of your favorite participating restaurants like Fifth Street Hardware, Pitt Street Brewing Company, Chico's, and Sup Dogs.
All right, so super simple informational video. I like how a lot of your videos kind of start wide and then zoom in. So you're kind of having that action hook as the reel. But is this what you mean by informational videos, where it could just be any sort of news?
Yeah, just anything that's just, like, going on, like, news updates, like, things that I didn't know, like, that kinda stuff, and it kinda crosses over, like, that video in particular kinda crosses over into a business collaboration.
There's something to be said about what you're doing on location. I think that we have been talking hyperlocal for a long time, but everybody's leaning into the green screens because I think it's just easier to do at scale, a bunch of green screens. Look, I love the hyperlocal stuff, but I'm getting sick of the green screen stuff. And I know it's so easy. I'm not jumping, dude. I do it like from time to time. It's so much easier to do the green screen stuff, but I think it hits more when you're standing in front of the business
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So good job, keep that up. But it's a way to do it out in the field.
Sometimes when because Josh, my videographer, like, when we go and do these batch filming days, like, it's a full day and we're like, go, 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 because we're trying to film, 8 or 9 videos in a 8 or 9 hour period, basically. And so sometimes what'll end up happening is like, um, it's easier for me to film an intro and then let Josh film the B-roll and then do a voiceover. So, like, that kind of hybrid where, because filming the intro doesn't take but 10 minutes, and then he can go separately and get B-roll, and then the voiceover is something I can sit here and do.
Do you purposely try to do it where you're on location for all these? Like, do
Y
you do green screen content as well, or is it
I
mostly
don't
on
do
location?
any green screen content. Now, every now and again, I'll do content, like, in the studio, where I say any green screen content. We do green screen content, but I don't do it on my phone. Like, Josh,
Mhm.
like, does the actual green screen, and it's a little bit more like, better production value than just your phone. Not that the phone isn't effective, but, like, I'd say less than 15% of the time are we doing videos like that. Almost
It,
everything is on location.
which takes extra effort, obviously. Like, it does help visually to actually see the place that you're talking about. I
Mhm.
think if you're an agent, you don't have the time to do this, or you're not batch recording, which Emily does, then obviously green screen is still a better route than not posting anything at all.
Correct.
But just being on location and having the audience actually see what the hell is going on is that extra level that just makes your content hit so much more. So I think it's really effective. We have another post from you, and then I want to play that once upon a time post of what do you want to see in downtown Greenville. I thought this was really good.
I made a public plea for Costco to come to Greenville a few weeks ago, but now I want to know what you guys want to see here at the corner of Reed Circle and Evans. I personally would love an outdoor mall beer garden area, kind of like the one in Virginia Beach if you've ever been. But do you want more parking? Do you want more retail? Do you want more bars, restaurants? What do you want to see right here in downtown Greenville?
So this thing had insane engagement. And I love just immediately asking the audience what they want. Like, you're providing information about this being, what was that, a new development that was going in there?
No, that lot is just, like, in the corner of downtown Greenville. There was, like, a Mongolian place there for a couple years, and it's been sitting empty for forever and ever, and, it's just always been a topic of conversation, like, because it's such a great piece of real estate, and so then when I saw it hit the market, I was like, "Oh, like, I wanna bring attention to this again." Um, and that was all it was. Somebody has bought, or it's under contract with some development company, but I don't know what's gonna go there.
Got it. So
Not yet, at
nothing's
least.
been announced. You're just seeing that it was up for sale and taking advantage of it for
Yeah.
content. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's great. But again, on location, it could have been so
Mhm.
much easier to just green screen a picture of that lot on Google
Right.
Maps and then do a green screen of it. But I feel like that just hits so much better being on location.
And it's providing information, but it's also just engaging the audience immediately. Like, that entire video was 30 seconds. It zooms out, it zooms in on you. You're asking, what do people want? Then you can start kind of conversations with all these people in your comments, engage their interests. I saw someone say they wanted a mini golf. You're talking about,
Mhm.
I want a beer garden. So you're putting your opinion and your interests in there, but then you're
Right.
also gauging your entire comment section as well. So in terms of lead gen from these videos, are you capturing any of them through lead magnets or anything, or is it kind of more brand awareness and then
So,
combos in the DMs?
I don't do any lead magnets. I've tried that and I hate it. I hate setting them up. I, like, hate doing the, like, mass email follow-up. Like, it does not work well for me. everything that I do is just organic outreach. And what we have been doing is at the end of every video, like doing, and this is like relatively recent, but doing a very clear call to action. Like if you have any questions about this or real estate in Pitt County, email me at emilymcallister.com. And that I have seen an uptick in people raising their hands, and not just necessarily about real estate. Like I got an email last week about a big project that's been sitting like stagnant for a couple of years. Like, hey, do you know anything about this? So I'm getting those kind of things also. But I just put a house under contract this morning for 35 transactions for the year, and 24 of them came from social media: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Let's go. Congratulations. Like
Thank you.
sometimes I think we see in the comments when we have guests on, they're like, oh, so and so only did X deals or oh and so. But like now forget about that. Like it doesn't mean that she's valid or not valid because she did 35. But like, can you imagine just adding 24 more deals to your book of business wherever you're at in your journey because
Mhm.
of the content that you put out? Like even the people who are doing 200 deals a year because they have these big Zillow Flex teams or whatever, like that's fine, do you.
Mhm.
But can you imagine just anybody watching this just adding 25 deals to your year from doing 30-second content, right? Like obviously
See,
this is built up over 10 years, but or
right.
5 years or whatever, however long you've been doing it. But
My bigger thing about it is like I selling, 40 houses a year for me as a single agent where I'm at puts me in like the top 15% for production for agents. And I'm very comfortable financially, and I feel like I don't really have to work that hard because I'm not like sitting at the computer, like having to like pound the pavement, call a bunch of people and make a bunch of dials, because it's just all inbound stuff. Like I get to spend the time doing what I want to be doing, which is like doing listing videos and making content, and then selling houses as a side effect of it. So I have this conversation very regularly about like whether or not I really want to like catapult to that next level of business. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that I do, because I'm just as content.
I always joke that it's like I always am in this in between of, do I just go get 70 agents and be Kyle Whistle and try to be number one, or do I just go back to myself and just literally just do 30 deals a year in San Diego myself, and I'd probably make the equivalent amount of money and be a lot happier. But obviously, like, I'm stuck in the middle of doing both. But you're absolutely right. Like you figured it out, or at least for where you're at in your life right now,
Mhm.
this is what makes sense.
And I want people to understand. So 24 transactions just from social media alone. And it's not like you just started doing that kind of direct call to action, but these are all brand awareness plays. So every single time you post something and you're getting views, you are just engraving your name into people's heads. And a lot of people don't understand or think that there's some disconnect between, well, that person's just getting views. How are they actually getting leads from each video? And we always try to talk about content that converts because that's an interesting side to this. But the brand awareness play is how this begins, right? Like the broke agent brand didn't convert for 7 years, 8 years. It was just, let's keep posting, let's keep getting brand awareness, let's make this follower account, this bucket of potential leads or real estate agents a little bit larger. And then when it comes down to it, these people have seen Emily all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok so many times that when they're ready to actually buy or sell, they've seen thousands of your videos, right?
Mhm.
Like, is that where a lot of these
Yeah.
leads are coming from, is just the awareness?
Yeah, pretty much. And another thing is, for a long time, was not posting to Facebook because my platform really kind of started on TikTok, and then I was like, this is not. It is just engagement and views, and I was getting some business from it, but it wasn't really effective. And then I transitioned over to Instagram and also went on to Facebook, which for whatever reason Facebook was like the most intimidating thing for me, because that's where all the people that hang out, and it's where all the old people hang out. And I'm like, I don't the old people stress me out because like they don't understand kind of the strategy, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And they can be a little judgmental of it. But honest to God, like some of the best listings that I have had this year, like the listing video that I just shared with the party in the back song, like that is a $500,000 listing, which for me is like one of the most expensive listings I've had all year. That came from Facebook, from somebody a lady that reached out to me through Facebook. And so yeah, I mean it's opened a lot of doors for me. Like I have contacts at some of the local radio stations. Um, I keep getting invitations for like political meetings, like city council and like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, y'all, I appreciate this, but we got to be
Do it.
careful. Like
Do
we don't
it.
want to be doing all this. And so but like I have met a lot of people. Like the reach of this is way more than I think I initially anticipated that it would be, especially because I'm in like a relatively small area.
Yeah.
Which is great because you're becoming like a celebrity
Local
in that
celebrity.
area. Where I'm
I
sure,
I am like very quickly becoming big fish, little pond. Like I
yeah.
didn't mean I didn't set out to do that, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, you'll find it if you haven't already, right? Where you're going to walk into local establishments, bars, restaurants, stuff like that, and people are like, "I know you, I've seen you," right? You're gonna,
That
if you
happens.
haven't already, it's going to start happening
That
very
I
quickly.
was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru line yesterday morning, and the kid working the drive-thru was like, "You look really familiar." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You're the What Up Fools girl." I was like, "Yes, that's me."
You need to
For
have
those of you,
a little quip ready to go. So like usually they're like, "You look really familiar," and I go, "Denzel Washington." That's like my go-to, and then they're like,
it's exactly who you look like.
exactly. But that being said, Facebook is a really good pivot for the groups on there. So a lot of times too is like, obviously those are people who know you, like you, trust you. So like you want to be in front of those people because oftentimes they're going to refer you business. But usually there's good, say good, but oftentimes there's good groups on Facebook where it's like local groups. So you might have like a Greenville, North Carolina group of a bunch of like business owners and moms and whatever that run this like group for Greenville. So if you can get in those groups,
Right.
and then you start to share like the updates for that development and the updates there without selling, again, it's like you're just,
Right.
but they know who it is when you're posting it. Those tend to do really well. Facebook groups still work.
And notice the progression of what Emily said too. Started TikTok, then Instagram, then Facebook. Just popped a $500,000 listing from Facebook. So that omnipresent strategy is working, right? And all you have to do is cross-publish your Instagram post to your Facebook.
Yep.
Reddit is another one that's like really
Ooh.
underappreciated and that I always forget about. But some of my best performing content performs as well as it does because it gets shared to Reddit. And not by me, but by other people.
The city subreddits. So like we have San Diego subreddit and La Mesa subreddit, which is the neighborhood I live in. It's so funny because I've been I read them, but then it never occurred to me that like, shoot, I need to get my content here. You know what I mean? And the sponsored posts on Reddit are really cheap. Like if you wanted, it's like $100 a month and you could promote in certain subreddits, or you just have obviously organically people share it too. Yeah.
It's also a really great source like for brainstorming content because like some of the best performing videos that I've had, the ideas have come from Reddit because it's people that aren't from here. Like I'm from the area that I live in. So there are certain things that like kind of go over my head that I don't think about because I am from here. And so those kind of things, you know, make me think outside the box a little bit, or somebody will ask a question on Reddit. I'm like, I can take that question and I can make that a piece of content. I can answer it and I can make it engaging.
That's a whole content goldmine that we haven't mentioned once. So thank you, Emily, for enlightening this audience. Because I bet a lot of agents don't even know how to use Reddit. I barely know how to use Reddit.
I love Reddit.
Reddit's great.
I have a love-hate relationship with Reddit.
Me too. Around the election, I had to like turn it off, like because it like, you know what I mean? It was just like toxic. But then
I just kept getting banned from all the mods.
So if you're an agent, if you're an agent listening to this, Emily, what would you do if you've never been on Reddit to just search your area and try to come up with topics? Do you just go on reddit.com and search Greenville, North Carolina, and then there'll be
Here's the other thing about Reddit is that it's very linked in with like Google search results. Like if you ask a question on Google, it will show up like SEO. The Reddit response will show up SEO.
It's in the LLMs now too. If you chat GPT things, they'll come back and say, there's some reviews here. Reddit user M McAllister 6 also said this about Eric Simon, the broke agent, right? So it's pulling, LLMs are pulling Reddit conversations.
So you don't even have to go to it. You can literally just type in Google and say, you know, San Diego subreddit or whatever, you know, whatever it is, and it'll just pull it up for you and you can just kind of scroll and see. Now you have to be careful. Like sometimes it'll ding me with posting in the subreddit with updates on stuff, because even though I'm not like pitching something, like there's like, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with Reddit, is because the rules and the moderators sometimes can be like super stringent. But I mean, even just going on, even if you're not posting content, even if you're just answering content, like if people are asking questions like, hey, where do I find a roofer? Or where do I get this? Whatever. Like I just have my handle on Reddit as at Realtor Emily McAllister. And so if I'm answering something, like it shows that I'm answering it. And same thing, like if people are Googling like who's the best roofer in Greenville NC, it might pull a Reddit question that somebody asked for that and show my response.
One of the best things about Emily is that she stands out from the crowd with her genius marketing. But if you want to be another agent who stands out from the crowd, Reminder Media is a resource you have to check out. You get your own branded print and digital magazines, email newsletters, and social media content. Reminder delivers these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. Use the link below to check out Reminder Media. Very smart. This is a gold mine, Jason.
True. It's all true.
When I first started the Broke Agent, I remember posting funny real estate videos. Like we did that real estate rap. I posted it on Reddit, and that's where it got the most views. We have one video, the open house from hell, that has like 100,000 views on it, and a lot of that came from Reddit originally.
Yep.
And that strategy. So check out Reddit, folks. Now, Jason, we got two markers of the week. One is sitting right here. Her name is Emily McAllister, and it's an amazing kind of not recap video, but basically, how would you describe this?
This is the best video I've seen all year. Like aside,
amazing.
that's not listing specific. I've seen some Matt
Yes.
Leonetti, myself. We've had some great
Right.
listing videos this year. 2025 is going to go down as a great listing video this year, but this is A plus. I guess I'd call it like branding video, personal video. Here's, like who I am type video. But yeah, this is it. This is A plus.
That's a way better way to describe it. All right, here we go.
Once upon a time, I had a dream. And to be clear, the dream was never to be a social media personality. That part happened by accident. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an author. I wanted to write books and to unweave every thought in my brain, to paint vivid pictures of rolling fields, creaking porches, nighttime summer humidity thick and warm against your skin, late night loves and morning heartbreaks, and to share the intensity with which every daydream swam through my head. But every thought was too fleeting, and every image of a sunrise cresting water was just a scene to a movie that I couldn't finish. I couldn't conceptualize the plot from beginning to end. I could just never loop the chain. So when I saw an outlet for all of these creative processes in social media, it was like I found a cheat code where I could write scenes that didn't need beginnings or endings or middles if I didn't want them to. I could just take a concept and create it in a way that told a story about the easiest plot ever. Home. Instead of helping people daydream, I get to help people live. I get to tell real stories of business owners, communities, and the people that make them worth daydreaming about. So with the help of my good friend and assistant, Haley Bass, we are expanding the storyline from Pitt and Beaufort counties to Craven and Carteret counties, because there are more porches to stand on and more sunrises to catch, more locals to meet and more stories to tell. I get to walk these streets and meet these people and watch towns evolve and call it work. And you could sip coffee on these porches and watch your kids grow and fall in love with a slower pace and call it home. This could be you in the 252.
So good. I mean, it's like a movie trailer for your life, and it calls into what you like to do personally. If you're not watching, head over to YouTube and see all the B-roll that went into this, along with the amazing voiceover production of it. So was this video kind of a branding play plus showing that you're expanding to different areas?
Yes. So we actually, a couple of months ago, I started a secondary Instagram account under the handle Could Be You in the 252 with the idea that I want to expand like the service area and the branding to here, basically from here to the coast. And this was kind of like an introduction of that, like, because we've been doing it, but we haven't ever like flat out said, hey, this is what we're doing, because there's a bunch of content on my page that the Could Be You in the 252 account is collaborated with, but now we're going to start doing exclusive Could Be You in the 252 account content. And so that was kind of like the initial, there needs to be some explanation for like what this is, and that was the idea. And it's so funny because like when I told Josh I wanted to do this, he was like, okay, this sounds good. We recorded the voiceover and then we sat on it for like 60 days. And he was like, "Hey, you need to send me the B-roll. You need to send me the B-roll." And I'm like, "All right, I'll get to it." Cause I'm like, just wasn't that excited about it. And even when he sent me the finished product, I was like, "All right, that looks good." And I posted it. And then everybody's like, "Yo, this is amazing." And I'm like, really? Like, it didn't it felt one, it felt off brand to me. And two, I was like, I just was not expecting. It's weird how some of the content that I think is going to perform the best like performs really poorly, and then some of the content that I'm like, whatever, performs really well.
That's not okay. So obviously we're a marketing podcast. We talk about hooks and we talk about quick hits and we talk about value and stuff like that. But there is a different side of content that takes people deeper with you. And so that video, and I have no idea how it performed on social media or anything like
Mhm.
that. That video may not actually perform as well as some informational
Right.
video about a gas station in Greenville. But that video will get you 30 deals from people who are already following you, probably like on Facebook, like you talked about, people who
Mhm.
already know you, like you, and trust you, that just you took 7 levels deeper with that video. And
Right.
so like, and that can live on your website, that could live on your social as like a pinned post. So when people come to discover you, they see it. That can live on the new 252 channel. But those type of videos, and logistically, it was, to shout out to Josh, but it was flawless. I love the, like, anytime you're going back and showing clips from before,
Mhm.
maybe I'm a homer because I happen to love that song, the Sweet Disposition song. So
Uh-huh.
like I'm just
He
like
he picked
vibing.
that. I was just like, "Hey, this is what I want," and he
It's
presented me with that.
it's one of my favorite songs. And so like maybe I'm just being a homer there, but anything that can take you deeper. So we worry so much about going wider, just getting more views, more clicks, more this, quicker hooks, quicker this. That video is going to 10x the amount of business you're going to get from anybody else. And it's just a great video. Like people have to know you, like you, and
Mhm.
trust you. And I think you just slam dunked the like you part.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was amazing. And Jason, you're so right about every post we worry so much about, and that post actually did crush also just because of how good it
Yeah,
was.
it performed
But
well.
yeah, it's not gonna get thousands of shares to a new audience like a new information post
Right.
or a
Right.
news post.
Yeah. Because if
But
you
you
don't know
showed,
Emily yet, you may not watch that video. But the people who
yeah,
already know you probably watched the whole thing.
Mhm.
And that's what
Yeah.
yeah.
matters.
And it goes into kind of what we talked about. It was either last episode or the episode before about how you have to let people know about your personal life throughout it. So you see that she golfs, you see that she wanted to be a storyteller, that she wanted to be a writer. So now I know these things about Emily, as opposed to I didn't before that video. So you have
Right.
to kind of plant these things throughout your social media journey. And it's almost like one of those reintroduction posts that we've been talking about, Jason, where it's just like, these are the areas I serve. Here's what I like. Here are some of my interests. It's like doing that, except in a more cinematic way.
Totally.
So really good idea. If you're not following Emily, go follow her now so you could watch this content and get inspiration from it. Really, really good. Potential Bammy right there.
Oh, hands down. I'm nominating it if it hasn't already been. We're getting it on the list of nominations for sure.
Exactly. Okay. That was Marketer of the Week number 1. Marketer of the Week number 2, Shannon Gillette, friend of the show, great agent out in Phoenix, where BAM Camp is on September 24th. Make sure you get your tickets. We have like 30 tickets left. We've already sold 200 of these. It's going fast. We've already sold out of a VIP and the Mastermind. So we do have general admission tickets left. It's $120 to come. It's going to be an amazing event in Phoenix. If you haven't got your tickets yet, click the link in the description. All right. So this is Shannon Gillette. She posted this video yesterday, and I saw a lot of people reposting this video, by the way, including Brooks Landry on his page, because Brooks loves when people are needling agents who are doing kind of crazy things. So Shannon obviously has a very polished, amazing brand on Instagram and YouTube, very professional, high-end listing videos, and she's calling out agents that are a little vulgar, a little edgy with their content. So let's watch it and react.
Somebody has to say it, and because nobody else will, I will. If your listing video can't be watched in front of young children, it's not a listing video, it's a liability. And after seeing all of these outrageous and inappropriate listing videos, it has me wondering, did the agent run that concept past the homeowner? You know, the seller who's trusting them to market their $1 million property. If they ran it past them and they signed off on it, fine, whatever. I still don't understand it, but whatever. But most of the time, They're not running this concept past the homeowner, and it's actually upsetting the homeowner. And now I'm getting calls asking if I will market their home the professional way. You can still get video views on your marketing without being inappropriate.
So, first off, this is smart from Shannon because she's pinning herself against the unprofessional agents because her brand is so professional. So it's a great kind of like dichotomy play there of I'm getting listings from these other sellers because their agents are not being professional. So that's really good. I love the way she hooked it, saying someone has to say it. It's just a simple kind of storytelling video. And I think she is speaking a truth that a lot of agents do think, where they think our industry is kind of being not overrun, but that there's a significant amount of agents who are doing kind of vulgar, edgy listing videos. So I want your guys' thoughts on this, and then I'll give you mine. Emily, we'll start with you. Do you think that Shannon is right with this, or do you think that Shannon is wrong, I guess?
For me personally, Shannon's aesthetic is like a little too like safe for me. Like that's just my personal opinion. I know that works very well for her, but I did see something else that I was like, okay, that's a little too out there for me. I feel like there's a good kind of middle ground that you can find. Like um Paige's Utah real estate page, her big decks video was great because it was like insinuating but not like flat out vulgar. Like a kid could overhear that and not really understand what was going on. Kind of like the adult jokes they write into kid movies. Like I feel like you
Mm-hmm.
kind of have to come at it from that perspective. So I don't know. I think there is a line, but I will also say like some agents think the line is way over here, and some agents think the line is way over here. Like people get really jammed up about the fact that I open my videos with "What up, fools," and they're like, "That's so unprofessional. That's so inappropriate." And I'm like, "You need to lighten up. Like it is not that serious." But I do think we need to be smarter. If you're gonna like write that kind of humor into your listing video, you need to be smart about it and not like so brazen about it.
I just love it because it creates industry conversation. I mean, this has hundreds of comments of people talking about it, most of them agreeing with her. Jason, what do you think about this? Do you agree with Shannon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am probably as like, I mean, liberal as they come in a sense, not politically. I'm just saying like I push the envelope. I'm all for it. Like I love um content that's edgy and like gets you to think and like laugh and be smart. I think what she's referring to, if I had to guess, we've talked about these on the show, but like the one where the girl is taking off all her clothes while she's running through the house, the other one where it's like a little bit realtor Caitlin-y, but they're standing in front of the house and they're like, this bush is just as trimmed, you know what I mean? And they're
Mhm.
saying these things that are obviously just like catchy and edgy, but I'm like, it's shock jock stuff. And it's like, that doesn't, I like what Emily said. It's not smart humor to me. And so it's just like, it's just doing it for the reaction, at which point is why I agree with Shannon. I'm just like, be better. Like, that's not like, now, if there's been some other videos where it is like Shane Bergman sometimes, like it's some of the stuff he does where it's just like, that's even pushing the envelope, but it's funny. And so there are times where it can like, you don't have to be like suit and tie professional all the time. You can push the envelope and you can get better views and all that type of stuff, but you don't have to be unprofessional. And by unprofessional, there's that is what I think she's referring to. And so I wholeheartedly agree, even though I love great, edgy, pushing the envelope content. I don't like vulgar content. And I really don't like content that puts down the house. We've had that in the past as well, where it's like, this house, you would think if for $1 million it would have a pool, and they're trying to be self-deprecating and funny and like saying swear words. It never hits. It never hits for
One
me.
of the top comments says, I've been saying this, these roast the house videos are so inappropriate and a massive liability to the listing broker and the person doing the video. Often it's not the listing agent doing the video, it's some other random realtor with no sales. So a lot of agents do feel like this kind of degrades the profession a little bit. But here's what I'll say on the other side. If you're an agent and you're doing this edgy stuff and it's getting views and somehow it actually is getting showings, or it is helping you grow your brand that is then resulting in real estate sales, then that's probably a good thing. And the clients that will want to work with you will be kind of probably a smaller pool, but a pool that likes that edgy content. Maybe they don't care, right? Let this person roast my house if it's going to get 1 million views, and if it's going to get people to actually see it, then that's fine. But I think if you're doing these edgy videos, there are going to be those sellers that do go on your Instagram and they see, oh, you know what? I've seen this person. I don't really want to work with them because they took their clothes off walking through the listing, or they said the F word 50 times in this listing video. I don't want to be a part of that, so I'm not going to work with that person. So I think you just got to be cognizant of, do you want to make your pool smaller for more views, or do you want it to be a little bit bigger?
The internet is forever as well, guys. Like someone may change, you may change 10 years from now and go into a luxury space where you're high polished. Now you work at Compass and you're this guy. And now you have these 10-year-old videos of you doing fart jokes and taking off your clothes and whatever it is that was just like, now what? The internet's forever. Like, you have to be really careful when it comes to your brand. I'm not saying you have to be stuffy and like old school realtor. You can be yourself. But you have to be really careful with your brand when you're talking about like vulgarity and like edginess.
I think it's very cheap. Like, I have a really, really hard time believing that the engagement that comes from those videos is anything that leads to legitimate business. Like, it's literally just for being done for clicks. And there is, I think, everybody should have a content bucket like that. Like, there should be content that's done for clicks, but that you have to be you can't just, yeah, I don't know.
I like the way you said it, of where it's like you're watching a Disney movie and there are subtle jokes for adults, but it's still like kids could watch it without realizing that was like a sexual innuendo.
One of my favorite innuendos in a Disney movie, I have to share this because it's so great, is in Ratatouille, where Linguini is hiding in the walk-in cooler, and the little angry chef opens the door and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" And he's like, familiarizing myself with the vegetables. And the little angry chef is like, "One can get too familiar with vegetables, you know?" Like, that's the kind of stuff that like only an adult would pick up. It's such a great line. It's so great. I've only seen the movie 500 times. But that's the kind of stuff that's like, it's funny, but it's intelligent.
Linguini, great name for, is it Linguini the rat?
No, Remy is the rat.
Okay, got it.
Linguini,
but Linguini,
is
regardless,
the,
is
the man.
Name. Yeah, I love that. All right, so those are our opinions on it. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that agents getting a little too edgy here, is it ruining? It's not ruining real estate agents, right? Because if anything, it pins you against them. So if you're making more professional videos and then someone sees a video of someone stripping down naked or talking shit about the house and they don't want that, and then they see you in comparison, it's actually probably good for you. So you got some people shouting about, oh, agents are ruining our name by doing this. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because there's always going to be crappy agents, good agents, edgy agents, non-edgy agents. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't get the like clutching the pearls side of things. You know what I mean? I think what Shannon's doing here is smart, because she's just creating a contrast. And she, again, you said it too. She started with the hook of like, I'm going to say what no one else is saying or whatever. That's a great hook. Neil Dinger talked about it at Forward, where he's like, say the quiet part out loud, say the thing no one wants to say. In that case, she has kind of a, you know, what grinds my gears take on it. But like saying that type of stuff is a great hook. So the video worked, and she knew what she was doing. She was kind of fodder for the masses here on the comments, but that's fine. But that being said, like, I could care less about like the way we used to do it, and we have to like be professional. Not necessarily the case at all, but the vulgarity.
I'm technically still very like young in the industry, right? All of us here are, but yeah, not young, but you know, we've been around for a decade.
Y'all are getting up there.
We're getting up there. Exactly.
Yes.
We're vets now, but you know, I've been in real estate for 10 years, and it has been awesome to see how all of this has evolved with content. Because in 2015, when I started The Broke Agent, half the reason I started it was because agents didn't do anything. Right? All it was professional listing videos. There was no humor. There was no edge. So it's cool to kind of see the evolution of it, that it's going straight, like, let's create crazy content and kind of see where it goes. So I think we're still kind of in discovery mode for real estate content. And I think the results will eventually show themselves. Like, are you getting a ton of followers and a ton of views? Are you selling listings? Or is your goal to become an influencer? Which, if it is, then that's fine.
We also have a broad swath of people. We have 21-year-old real estate agents and 75-year-old real estate. You know what I mean? So you're not going to appeal to everybody, but like, obviously just your brand, it needs to be a little bit more professional. Like Shannon said, like when you're representing somebody, that's your boss now, you're selling their house and basically you're representing them in their house in $1 million sale. Be a little bit more professional. That's all.
Yep. All right. Well, let us know in the comments your thoughts. That is an episode. Go follow Emily McAllister. Emily, what is your Instagram handle?
At Realtor Emily McAllister.
I'm going to go to your
At
Reddit
Realtor.
history real quick.
Yeah, go to Emily's Reddit. Go follow
Only the
Emily.
one
Go
you can
follow
find.
Jason Cassidy. Get your ticket to BAM Camp. Make sure you join BAMX. We'll see you next week on The Walkthrough.